Hello everyone, today we are going to start a new case study on password management. So some disclaimers: the victim hasn't publicly released all the detail of the incidents and probably will never do so, but enough information exists online and within the cybersecurity community to piece together what likely happened during the breach. Although care has been taken to ensure accuracy of information provided, the presenter assumed no responsibility. Therefore, the presenter also assumed no responsibility for the consequence of using such information. So there are multiple cases discussed in this presentation. The common theme is password management and social engineering, and the information was taken from multiple sources and modified for educational purposes.
Okay, so 1.5 billion. Okay, and what makes things worse is Yahoo, based on all the information I collected, Yahoo actually didn't know exactly what happened. Okay, so now let's talk about the second most devastating hack in 2000. Old breaches come back to haunt. Old breaches turn out to be a nightmare. LinkedIn, MySpace, Dropbox hack. What happened is, it's a shame on us, cybersecurity people. Okay, we did not discover the actual scope and the real damage of those old breaches until 2016. Okay, what happened is those breaches happens a few years earlier. Now for LinkedIn data breach, okay, if you still remember that, that happens in 2012. Okay, originally people think that will affect 6 million users. Okay, that has been on an official report, okay, by well-respected security firms and professionals. Okay, but this year, last year, we find out it actually hit 117 million users. 117 million users. Okay, really, again, shame on the cybersecurity, shame on us. How did we know this? Because they are for sale on the black market. This information are for sale on black market. That's how we find out. Okay. Same thing happens for MySpace. MySpace hack happened in 2013. Okay. At that time, we think it's okay, but it turned out affecting 360 million user accounts. Okay. Just digest that news for a few seconds. Now here comes the question. Do you realize the potential risk, the real risk associated with your own password? How many of you use Yahoo account? How many use LinkedIn account? How many have MySpace, Dropbox? Okay, if you don't have it, it doesn't mean you are safe. Or even if you update your password, it doesn't mean you are safe. Just follow me. Okay. There are some potential risk associated with that. Okay, let me again start with another case study. Okay, this time the miserable guy is Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody know who he is. He actually got hacked in July 2016. Okay, a little bit of review of what's happening. Okay, basically a hacker group, okay, took over Mark Zuckerberg's social media account. Okay, what they did is something extremely simple, just utilizing the events I mentioned before. Okay, there is a LinkedIn data breach. Those information was online. Everybody have access to it. You just look at the old LinkedIn account, find that person's account, crack that person's password, and try that password on other accounts. Because we are human being, we tend to use the same password across multiple sites. Okay? That happens to Mark Zuckerberg. Okay? And that could happen to every one of us. Okay? What makes these things to be a little bit, losing face, slashing the face, his password is actually that. It's pretty simple password. But even if he's using more complicated password, it doesn't help much. Because the hacker, once they get your LinkedIn account, if you are using the same password, he will be able to get other password. Okay, so let me bring up these slides. Okay, most people are illiterate in cybersecurity. Okay, we have done a lot of cybersecurity education, but a large percentage of them are still illiterate. Okay, a couple of years education, it doesn't make you to be the expert or guru or well protected in cybersecurity, or just being lazy. We all are human beings. Okay, so a few tendency, people's mistake. Many people are likely to using a weak password. Okay, if you can fix that problem, congratulations. But second thing, many people are likely to using the same password on multiple sites. At least your bank account, your MTU account, your Facebook account, your many different accounts, are they sharing the same password? Okay. Number three, many people are likely not to change their password. Okay, how many of you change your password every year? Probably not many of you. Okay, what does this mean? If you combine all these factors together, that gives you a very daunting fact. If one website you ever used got hacked, that means all of your information got hacked. Did you see the logic here? Okay. If you are using the same password in your LinkedIn account, LinkedIn got hacked, then your other passwords are in jeopardy. Okay. What makes things worse? Okay. The hacker are actually inventing some search engine to automate the process. Okay, let's just take a look at this URL. This is actually a legitimate site. Okay, it's something have I been pawned? That basically means have I been hacked or my information was leaked. Okay, if you just type in your email address, you can search. You usually search by email address. Now, this website here, you will be able to sign up. Get here, notify me when my information was leaked. So I would encourage you to sign up. Just protect yourself. Okay. Now, let me actually show you the other websites, which is kind of like an upgraded version of this website. Okay, so this website here, let me do the same search. So I search with my email account. Okay, just do a very simple search. Let me make the fonts bigger so you can find it. Go back home, Google your own email address. Have you ever changed password since 2013? Are you using the same password across multiple sites? Are you even be aware that your passwords are leaked during many of these cyber breaches? You don't even know. You don't even heard of. If one website get hacked, you don't even know it. All your information could be hacked. It doesn't mean you will be hacked, but it could be. Huge security potential problem. Okay, so a little bit back to the password. Okay, that's why this is a serious problem. Okay, that's why I interrupt the normal sequence of this class. I want to share this stuff with everyone. I kind of briefly talk about password management last semester, but again, I want to talk about it again. And I want you to share this with your friends, with your colleague, with everyone you know. Okay? Some poor password, weak password people used to use. Okay? Any password with less than 6 characters, it's weak password. Even 8 characters, it's not enough. I would suggest anything longer than 10 to 12, or even 14. Okay? Any password in a dictionary, it's a bad password. Any password with a common usage word, it's a bad password. Okay? Strong password, okay, which we kind of, many people hate this, but you have to do this. Both uppercase and lowercase, okay, have digits and some special characters, at least 10 characters, at least. Not a word, okay? Not based on your personal information. I know many of you like to use your birthday or use your phone number or something like that. Put a small portion of that into your password. I know that, that's human being, okay? I'm a human being, so I know what people make mistakes, okay? And also many people try to write it down or store online somewhere, okay? Avoid a simple password, birthday, phone number, or something like that. What you could do is use a story to help you to remember the password, okay? At least 10 characters, which I kind of show you some examples like King Kong at UP for snow, or something like a panda to Texas to eat bamboo, okay? Or if you want more security, you could use the first letter of a song, of a poem, of a sentence. Okay, give you an example. So I usually buy milk from Walmart at 1400 Townsend Drive. What I can do is take the first letter of this every word. So I, you, B, M, blah, 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 blah. This become your core password. Okay, this is impossible to hack. Okay, so either way, there are many different ways to come up with strong password. Or even if you want to make it even stronger, you could do some character replacement. Now, for example, if this is the original password, you could replace all the O's with zeros. So instead of King Kong at UP for snow, it becomes King Kong, here's 0, and snow, here's a 0. And even to make it stronger, you could eliminate a few characters. So this will become something like this. Eliminate the last letter. Okay? This will be, again, a very strong password. Okay? Next thing, you should try to avoid using the same password across multiple websites. Okay? So here is a suggestion. You could use something like this. Panda for snow at UP plus MI. So the first 2 letters of the websites. Then Panda plus UP at Amazon, at MTU. Okay. Basically, you have to come up with your own rules, with your own scheme. It doesn't mean this is something unbreakable. This is something still breakable. Okay. But at least better than your original weak password. Okay. Or at least you should think about at least a few set of passwords. Try to separate your important password with other password. Now, for example, your MTU account, your work account, your bank account, those are treated to be extremely important accounts. Those should use very strong password. Some other account, like many different websites, you could use a weaker password. I don't blame you on that, okay? Because otherwise it's just practically impossible, okay? But at least you should not use the same password. Sometimes I would suggest people to periodically update your password. Really periodically update your password. Here's a suggestion, but this suggestion may not be very good. Here is a panda for snow, then become bear for snow, then become polar bear for snow. It's probably not a very good suggestion, okay? But anyway, now, with all these suggestions, it comes to another big problem. How are you going to store or memorize those passwords? Okay, I have to admit, everybody are using notes or smartphones or something to store the password. Okay, if you are really good, you can just keep it in your brain. Okay, that's the best way. Okay, but I have to admit, practically it's impossible. Okay, so we either write it in paper and then put that paper in a safe place. Okay, in the past, people say that's a very bad thing to do, but over the times, that's probably the only practical way left so far. So I don't blame you if you do this. Okay, just keep it in a very good place. And don't forget that. Okay, don't forget that place. Okay, some other people are using some smartphones, especially some people using some password management apps. Something like a 1Password, many different apps. Okay, now I actually have more concern with that apps because do you really trust those password management apps? Okay, all of these apps claim, oh, you are safe, your password is 100% safe with us, will never be hacked, will blah, blah, blah. Okay, never trust them. Okay? Do you really want to trust one more apps or one more software? It's your decision, okay? So, one more suggestion here. It's like, there is some password reset question or password security question, okay? Here's a very simple trick to make it harder for the hacker to hack. Add a special character. So for example, here's the typical question. Which foreign country have you been visited? Okay, now, if you just put Canada, it will be too easy to guess because I can easily guess a large percentage of American people, the foreign country they visited are probably Canada or Mexico. Okay, so if you just put that, I will get a pretty good chance to hack your answer. Put a special character like a hash sign behind it. Okay, later on I have another example showing you why this suggestion is practical. Okay, but let's just skip that, talk about that later. Now, more practical suggestions. Use two-factor authentication whenever possible. Gmail offer a two-factor authentication. Do that. Okay? And also, I think Dropbox also offer two-factor authentication. Many websites offer two-factor authentication. Use it. Do not really trust your password. Let me put it this way, your password is probably no longer safe or no longer enough to protect yourself online. Okay? Again, my practical suggestion, I know this is a headache, but if you get alert after hearing my talk, spend a day or two trying to clean up your mess. Okay? I know this is a pain, especially for you don't remember so many different websites. Okay? You don't even remember you actually visit that website. Okay? Spend a day or two trying to clean up the mess. Okay? Particularly if you find yourself are in the leaking database. Go back to search on the database, the search engine I provided here. Okay? Go back to try it. If you think your password are in jeopardy, do it right now. Okay? Don't wait. because your password are in high risk. Okay, I know it's pretty hard to keep a good balance between strong security, memorability, and ease of use. Okay, but that's the price we have to pay. Okay, another thing I want to remind everyone, you will not be the final target. You are usually just a stepping stone to more important targets. Okay, so the hacker probably already hacked your account, but he just didn't tell you. And he probably not very interested in your personal information. Okay, but what he could do is use your account as a stepping stone to hack into more important targets. I actually will share more data later on, more cases showing you actually you are the stepping stone. Okay, you probably just didn't realize that. Okay, there are problems with password reset questions. Okay, I think I shared this case in the past, but I'll just talk about it again because this is very typical. So this is Miss Sarah Palin, who ran for the vice president in 2008, and her email was hacked. Okay, how it was hacked? Very simple. The hacker basically used the password recovery feature. Then they find answers to those security questions by using Google and Wikipedia. So first step, step one, enable the password recovery feature. Step two, using Google or Wiki to find zip code, that's easy. To find your date of birth, that's easy. Okay, particularly if you are public figures. Okay, answer the question, where did you meet your husband? Where did you meet your spouse? Okay, that you may think it's a secure question, but no, because you just Google a search, find Sarah Palin's husband. And I think on the wiki page somewhere saying Sarah met her husband in high school. Okay, they kind of like a high school sweetheart or something like that. Then you'll be able to find that person's high school, and you find the correct answer is Wasilla High School. Then, okay, so that's something a little bit scary. Now, let me review the things. Okay, go back to this search engine to rethink everything. Now, even if you follow all my suggestions, does that mean you are safe? Does that mean password is strong enough to protect yourself? The answer is no. The reason why is because, again, go to this website. This list will grow over years. Okay? So even if you change all your password today, in the near future, there will be one more leak. But again, whenever there's a two-factor authentication, use it. Password itself, it's no longer strong enough to protect yourself. Did you agree with me on that? Okay, I think you should agree with me on that because there are so many leaks. Okay, go back to my point, my conclusion or my hypothesis or my assumption here. If any one website got hacked, all your passwords are in jeopardy. And here are the tools for the hacker to do that. Okay? So that's just basically talking about